Right. Well, if any of us have been wondering how it is that we can focus on positive aspects in a situation that we don't want to change or can't change, then the change back to standard time next Sunday will give us an excellent way to practice our positive focus. Because in this world, there are always two ways to look at anything: the upside and the downside. Now, I'm sure most of us are not looking forward to being suddenly plunged into darkness at 5 p.m. when just the day before it wasn't getting dark till at least 6. And we can be bummed about that and focus on the loss of light at the end of our day, even though we can't do anything about that. Time change, time-wise. Or we can focus on the sunrise. That'll be happening an hour earlier every day, and for quite some time will give us more light to begin our day. Really, focus is as simple as that, unless we make it harder than that. Whatever we decide to focus on in any situation, the upside or the downside, will either cause us to feel good or not so good as we do. And because the vibration of our focus causes us to feel the way we feel, then we'll be emitting a good or not so good vibration wherever we are. And we can rest assured that if we're not liking the way we feel, we're not going to like what our vibration is calling to us as experience. A Course in Miracles tells us every decision you make is for heaven or for hell, and brings the awareness of what you decided for. And speaking of heaven or hell, as we know, just a few days, it'll be Halloween, and both heaven and hell will be represented in some way in the costumes that children and adults will be wearing as they trunk or treat, or as they go to parties, or as they attend game night. Now, some will be dressed as heroes and princesses and angels, and others will be dressed as ghouls and goblins and devils. But either way, it's okay, because no matter what the masks look like, we all know it's just for fun, and that the masks aren't real, no matter how real and scary they may look. Alan Watts, a mystical theologist who was one of my favorite speakers, one of my favorite writers, wrote, "Man suffers only because he takes seriously what the gods made for fun." We wouldn't take life so seriously if we remembered who we and everyone else truly is behind the human masks we wear. This world wouldn't bring us down if we weren't so easily fooled by our own human disguise and those of others. In fact, this earth life would be so much fun if we remembered that we came here to mix things up with each other, to play our parts in each other's lives, to see how well we can do as we interact with each other as who we're pretending to be. To see how well we can do in choosing who we want to be and how we want to be behind the masks that we're wearing, that we have designed using our human experiences to shape and form them. We all look different for a reason. Now, if we remember that behind every human mask, no matter who's wearing it and no matter what it looks like, that it's love, saying no worries, it's me, we would live fearlessly. We would learn the lessons we came to learn from each other, those holy lessons that we came to teach each other. And the worst thing we'd ever say about anyone is, good mask. Alan Watts likens the masks we wear as a particular human that looks different and separate from other humans as the worldly disguises of separation that we wear. And our interactions with each other, he refers to as a divine game of hide and seek. It's an easy game to play in this world of this and that, because when we look at everyone around us and we know that we are this way, the way we see each other, and not that way, the way we see someone else, it's easy to believe that that is separate from us. It's easy to believe or think that we're cut from a different cloth, so to speak. When in reality, we're all cut from the same spiritual cloth, and we're each using that holy cloth to create these costumes that we wear. The metaphor of hide and seek can help us to understand how we can all look and think and act so differently and still remain all the same spiritually. One life, one creator, one creation within which there is not one bit of separation. Alan Watts tells us in his metaphor of hide and seek, when God, spirit, love, source energy, plays hide and pretends he's you and me, he does it so well that it takes him a long time to remember where and how he hid himself. But that's the whole fun of it, just the way he wanted it to be when he decided to take form. He doesn't want to find himself or herself too quickly, for that would spoil the game. That's why it's so difficult for you and me to find out we're God in disguise, that we're spirit and love, pretending not to be our true self. Then he writes, you may ask why God sometimes hides in the form of horrible people or pretends to be people who suffer great disease and pain. Remember first that he isn't really doing this to anyone but himself as an expression of divine creative freedom. Now, we all know that in almost all the stories that we enjoy, there has to be people who seem bad as well as people who seem good. Because the thrill of the tale is to find out how the good guys will get the better of the bad guys. Well, every day we get to make choices to be our best self or not, to make our best choices or not, and then to experience how our choices get the better of a situation or not. It's not always choices between the obvious good and bad. It's every choice we make in every moment between human limitations and vulnerability and judgment and separation, or spiritual power and freedom and love and oneness. Our choices in each moment are influenced by the one we believe we are behind our human mask. Either a physical duplication of the image we see in the mirror, a self that is separate from all that we can see through the pinhole view of our human mask, or a spiritual being, one with a pure positive energy of life and one with all of life here to have some fun, that allows us to see beyond human limitations and drama and fully enjoy this game of life. There's not anyone anywhere in this whole world, in this whole universe, that is more spiritual than anyone else, not at any time. How it's expressed, more or less, depends on awareness. Nisargadatta Maharaj wrote, awareness is ever there. It need not be realized. Open the shutter of the mind and it will be flooded with light. Standard time or daylight. When we enjoy the game of life, we become the life of the party. We're not afraid of the world around us because we know that every new thought and every loving thought changes what we experience. Alan Watts goes on to say, when the game has gone on long enough, all of us will wake up, stop pretending, and remember that we are all one single self. The presence of God, who is all that is and who lives forever and ever. God, Spirit, Source Energy, love is all there is behind every mask, no matter how ungodlike that mask may appear to be. I mean, how can we not all be spiritual beings when there's nothing else for us to be? A Course in Miracles tells us when God gave himself to you in your creation, he established you as his host forever. He has not left you, and you have not left him. So let's consider some questions this morning that only we individually can answer for ourselves. Has the game, in which we're disguised as a powerless victim, vulnerable to the bad things that happen in this world, gone on long enough? Has the game in which the world appears to be peopled with good guys and bad guys. And as the good guys fight the bad guys and we cheer them on, have the war games gone on long enough? Has the game in which we pretend it doesn't matter what we focus on or what we think about, it doesn't matter, because it has no effect on what we see or what we call into our experiences. Has that game, silly game, gone on long enough? Are we ready to wake up and remember we're all powerful spiritual beings in this life together as one life? And stop pretending we're not the creators of our own experiences. In other words, are we ready to unmask our divinity? In the Way of Transformation, we read, the call is being sent to you to arise and assume complete responsibility for all that you see, all that you think, and all that you choose. Rest assured, if you hear this call, it is because a deeper part of you has called it to you as a way by which you remember that these things are already contained within you. It's all right here within us. All the clarity, all the love, all the peace, all the joy, all the fun, all the recognition of one another, it's all here within us. And if we're ready to unmask our divinity and assume responsibility for what we see in our experiences in this world, it'll be a game changer. Namaste. All righty. Well, this is the time of our service when we get to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for pulling down your masks and showing us who you really are, because we knew anyway. Thank you for your loving support financially so that we can grow, so that we can be a space, a community together that calls others who are looking for love to the right place. And it requires financial support so that we can continue to do what we do and have a place to do it in. So if you haven't supported, anyone here can tell you how good it feels when you do. And I want to thank you for all of that, for your love, because someone said the other day, there's a saying, it's better to give than to receive, but that's like saying it's better to inhale than it is to exhale. We need both in this world to feel the wholeness of who we are. And so thank you. Thank you for your giving. And we know that you receive over and over again from that flow that you open in your giving. So if you're wondering how to make the minister stop crying, if you're wondering how you can help support us on our forward journey that we are so excited about, if If you want to feel excited because you are actually participating in that journey, even if you're not here, you're doing it financially, because we're going to show you pictures. Then our wonderful treasurer, Dr. Jamie Phillips, is here to tell you how.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, well, the first way that you could donate if you're watching this online is through Facebook, facebook.com/Life Enrichment Center. And if you're watching this, you can either go to the top of the page, Life Enrichment Center, and hit the donate button, or if you're watching the live stream, I did check it, the donate button's working. You tap it, and it just takes a couple seconds before it pops up. So that's working right now too. So that's Facebook. LEC, the website, lecflint.com also has a donate button on it. So you can go to our website and donate via that. You can go to PayPal. Our email address for PayPal is lec2512@gmail.com, and you can donate that way. You can send us a check. We have a mailing address now. It's Life Enrichment Center, P.O. Box 321-294. I'm trying not to sing it. Flint, Michigan 48532.
I missed the song.
Okay. I'll do a little melody next time. And if you're in the sanctuary, we'll be collecting an offertory collection with our gratitude receiver while we listen to Marcia Allen, Nick Calandro, and Pat Cronley. I got them all. Singing, I Am So Blessed. Thank you.